We're the Con Guys, and this is the Con Guy Show, coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California.
Hey, this is Jim with theconguy.com.
She's been here with theconguy.com.
Katie here, aka the Con Girl.
Zordon did not want 5 teenagers with attitude.
My name is Derek Sam.
I'm Danae Sams, and that's my brother.
We are your home for news, opinions, and interviews from the world of Comic-Cons and fandoms. Your ultimate insiders for all things con.
Welcome, everybody, to the Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com, coming to you straight from the nerdy heart of Hollywood, California. I am Jim, your editor-in-chief and ringleader of this group of roving band of geek-loving pranksters, I guess you could call us. But I have to ask a question real quick before we start. Does it sound better like this, guys? Or does it sound better like this? I'm trying to decide which direction I shoot this microphone.
I like the second one.
Like this one right now. All right.
I think you were closer to the mic when you asked. So I just was picking it up.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, no. Go back.
All right. We're going to stay like this and we're going to start the show. All right. Like I said, my name is Jim Fry, and I am glad to have who we have with us tonight. Let's start right up here at the top because we got a special guest with us tonight from the Con Kids. Who we got here?
What's up? I'm Austin. I'm with the Con Kids. Yeah.
Coming to it. What state you in, Austin?
I'm in Virginia right now.
Never know where Austin's at. That's pretty cool. Derek, speaking of somebody from Virginia, who else we got?
Well, I mean, I'm the only person here, but I'm not from Virginia.
Oh, West.
Yeah, Jim, they are two different states for over 150 years now, but that's okay. You know, we just have to remind, I have to remind basically everyone I meet that West Virginia is not Virginia, but you know, that's life sometimes. Hi, I'm Derek, and I am a regular here on the Con Guy Show and a contributor to theconguy.com. I'm excited to talk about the things happening this week, especially Bob's Burgers and Stranger Things.
Wait. Here we go. Jonathan Wilkerson, the Con Guys. And literally just guys this time. Where is everyone? All right. Jonathan, Luke's going to be showing up in just a second. We also might be having a special drop-in appearance by Ryan Nielsen. If Ryan he might be joining us. But we had a couple of folks that just were kind of sick and ill and not being able to make it because of work obligations and stuff tonight. But that's all right. We got it under control because we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight. On this week's show, we are going to be previewing, at least talk about everything we know so far about Star Wars Celebration, the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Stranger Things 4, the Bob's Burgers movie, and Top Gun Maverick. And you know what? It sounds like it's impossible for us to get through all that, but we're going to because we're going to become disciplined people tonight. All right. We also have one more person joining us tonight.
Hey, it's Cheeseman here. Did you guys introduce yourselves?
Yes, we did.
You did, yes.
We're waiting for you.
I'm screenwriter and one of the founding members of the Con Guy. Cheeseman.
Right.
Cheeseman, everybody's favorite Cheeseman.
All right, guys.
Trying to look as young as my nephew, who's aging me right now.
Hey, before we jump into this this week's stuff, Austin and Luke, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the Con Kids and what kind of stuff you guys cover over there? Austin.
Yeah, so we're doing mainly TV shows at the moment. We're going to be doing a Obi-Wan when that comes out. And then I think we'll try to do Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just hitting mainly a lot of the Disney Plus shows at the moment.
Which is kind of cool. I love watching you guys just talk about, like, you were talking about Moon Knight, because you guys really were getting into some of the theories and different stuff about Moon Knight. That was really cool to hear you guys talk about that. I loved that.
Oh, we loved it. It was amazing.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. It was so good.
Derek, have you seen Moon Knight yet?
No. I'm so behind on all this stuff because, well, you know why.
Kids.
Yeah.
They are the darndest
Don't get to watch much of anything anymore.
And this is the first show officially from Austin's room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Full room, Austin.
Well, I don't know if it's really mine anymore. My sister kind of took it over.
Not decorated the way it was, but this is where his room actually was. He was in Ohio in my parents' basement, living my best, living my life in his first year of college. Although I did it 4 years.
Well, so Austin, you mentioned Moon Knight there. I did that, which leads me real quick. We're going to talk about. We have a con report, just really short here. Megacon, one of the biggest cons in the country these days, just finished up 4 days in Orlando, Florida. And let me just show you real quick. There's 3 different photos I want to show you to kind of like demonstrate some of the cosplay, which looks like it's going to be kind of popular this year at the conventions. Moon Knight. Look at this.
That's awesome.
Look at those cosplays, because that's not something that people just went out and purchased. Those folks made those costumes. I just love that. And then, of course, Black Widow there, the former great Black Widow. And then here we go. Doctor Strange and Captain Carter. I love this. And then finally,
Doctor Strange has like this different pattern under his. Do you see that?
Yeah.
This is like he's like a mashup of Spidey and Doctor Strange. He's like Spidey with Doctor Strange's cape.
Is that the what if?
He is. Wait, he is.
Yeah. I like that.
That's the what if, I think, right there.
I think all 3 of these are from What If, aren't they?
I think you're right. I didn't even see all the episodes of What If, but
Austin, can you explain these characters real quick?
Yeah, Captain Carter was in episode. Well, both of them. Green one was in What If episode 1 with Captain Carter, and that's basically Steve Rogers. So he basically became the first Iron Man 50 years early.
Oh, cool.
And then
I don't remember I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, and then you got Captain Carter, which is basically just Captain America, Peggy. And then
I don't remember the Doctor Strange Spider-Man mashup.
Yeah, that was in episode 5. Yeah, episode 5. When the zombies came down.
Yeah.
Basically, the cape was like, "Hey, I like you, Spider-Man," and like kind of saved him.
That's right. That's right. Good memory. I don't remember that at all. All right, and then here's the final one from Megacon. We're going to show. This one's got a cool. I like this one. It's a Falcon Captain America. I just think that's fantastic. So I think that's kind of like a preview of what we're going to be seeing at the conventions this summer. Oh, hey, Lily, good to see you tonight. Moon Knight was very good. I love Jonathan's calling you queso on the couch, Luke. Anyways, I just want to give a real quick update. We are, this is our San Diego Comic-Con update, which is one of the biggest events that we do during the year. We are 8 weeks out from San Diego Comic-Con this week. Oh, wow. 8 weeks out. It's kind of crazy to think it's 2 months away from now. And here's a little bit of an update. The volunteers are currently being registered. You can currently right now they have a form where you can put in your interest if you want to be a volunteer. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to be chosen. Doesn't guarantee that you have a badge, but if you are a volunteer, you will get a badge. Press registration is currently occurring right now. So if you are part of the press, this is when you sign up. Professional registration has not yet started, from what I understand. By the way, we're doing this podcast right now on the 23rd of May. So if you listen to it like in a week, these things might change. The one thing that most people want to know about are the hotel sales. The hotel, they had 2 different hotel sales, or hotel apocalypse, like they call them, and completely sold out. A lot of people were frustrated because it seemed like hardly anybody got the hotels they wanted. Obviously, some people did, but this is the week where they just recently people had to put down their deposits and then join the wait list. So right now there is a wait list for hotels, but what that means is pretty soon, within about a week or two, a lot of the hotels that were not sold will be opening up to the general public. There probably won't be any downtown. There's not going to be any downtown hotels. Maybe, you know what? There might be. Luke, you and I, we got a downtown hotel like that one time on the wait list on some fluke. Remember that?
Yeah, the wait list can work out sometimes. Also, just like a lot of people will have last minute changes and stuff. So you never know if you're on some sort of, chat thing with Comic-Con, if someone all of a sudden might have a room free, or like, oh, they got upgraded and then they want to give away their other room because they're staying somewhere else, so you never know when one could just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is true. And like we always say, try to avoid Airbnb during Comic-Con because it's a dangerous proposition.
There are scams that happen. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or what happened, because some of our friends got an Airbnb before, but it just seemed like an odd situation with the person that they were with, just so people for safety's sake too.
Oh, you're talking about Marie and Krista?
Uh-huh.
No, that wasn't an Airbnb. They got a hostel, a youth hostel.
Okay.
Oh,
where they had people staying in the room with them that they felt unsafe about. So they just drove home in the middle of the night after they ditched us at Zach Levi's party. Those scoundrels. Anyways, do you remember that we're all sitting there?
You have so many stories from Comic Cons over the years, Jim.
I know.
It's your fault, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listen. So what we're going to do is do this. We are talking Star Wars Celebration and we're talking Obi-Wan. We're going to save those for a little bit later because there's a possibility a little bit that Ryan might be joining us. Luke, did you get his text?
I did not see it.
We said, Ryan, come on the show. And he just now texted us and goes, oh man, I just got out of hot yoga. I'm so sweaty. I'm like, we'll wait 20 minutes. If we don't see you, we're going to go on without you. So I don't know what that means. If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But Derek, how about of all our topics tonight, let's start with one of your favorites, I think, because I've seen you cosplay this at San Diego Comic-Con. You and Danae, you did like a cross-gender thing. What's the big movie coming out for you this week, Derek?
Bob's Burgers, the movie, finally. It was announced, I think, in 2018, and we've been waiting for a while, and the show's just been great. It's just, I mean, of course, I could go on about it. Some of the people who listen to us have probably seen it. Apparently, Austin is not one who watches it, but I'm going to explain it for Austin here. Bob's Burgers is, it's grown-up comedy, but what I love about it is just saying... What?
Adult cartoon wise,
it's kind of in that vein, but what to me makes Bob's Burgers stand out from a lot of the other shows in that genre is that you really just love the family. They're quirky. They've got their problems. There are some bizarre characters. Louise is borderline sadistic sometimes, but they always end up banding together to overcome whatever's facing them. Like no matter how bad it gets, the family, they all love each other. And Bob, the father, is always ready to sacrifice to make things better for his kids. And it ends up happening in very hilarious ways. But it's the kind of show that like you keep coming back to because you really do love the characters. You laugh. And also there's a little bit of like touching emotion when they can allow for it for a few seconds before making you laugh again. But yeah, like Danae and I have both loved the show for a long time. A few years ago for Comic-Con, we dressed up as Louise and Tina, which another thing in the show is there are a lot of female characters that are voiced by male actors. And Tina in particular, it makes it pretty funny. So I dressed up as Tina and, spoke in like my regular voice when I asked a question and got a lot of laughs from everybody on the panel. But the movie's finally coming out. We've gotten a few trailers. We've gotten some information about the plot. We know that there's a big sinkhole that opens up right in front of the restaurant. We know that, they've got their financial troubles as always. We're going to see a lot of the fun characters we've seen before. And apparently they've been doing little hints along the way this season about, things like that sinkhole, like you're seeing some cracks in the asphalt and stuff in front of the restaurant. They're having fun with it. And I'm sure it's going to be a blast. We're supposed to have a lot of fun songs. Characters do just randomly sing at weird moments in Bob's Burgers.
Hey, Derek, since Ben's not here.
Bloodgood.
Bloodgood.
Hi, Kat. We're so glad you could join us.
Yes.
But yeah, Bob's Burgers does have a lot of music in it. They did finally release an album a few years ago of some of the favorite songs from episodes. And apparently we're supposed to have a few really good songs in the movie too. I only know so much because of course it's not out yet, but I am very excited to see where the plot goes, what kind of humor they do for it. It's going to be cool to see a lot of the old jokes get callbacks. A lot of the just recurring characters come back again, and to have the full length of a feature film to just play that humor out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
They had their red carpet premiere last week, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. So, as far as the cast, H. John Benjamin as Bob Belcher, and like Derek said, the next two dudes, John Robert as Linda Belcher, Dan Mintz as Tina Belcher, Eugene Merman as the voice of Jean, which is kind of cool. Eugene plays Jean. One of my favorite actresses of all time, Kristen Shaw, the voice of Louise, and Larry voicing family-friendly Teddy, who is like the de facto member of I love Teddy. He's one of my favorite characters on the show. And then Sam Cedar is playing Health Inspector Hugo. Kevin Kline is coming back along with Zach Galifianakis. I never knew he was on the show. Jenny Slate, David Wayne, Aziz Ansari. I always say it. Aziz Ansari. David Herman, Gary Cole, Brian Husky, Jenny Slate, Ron Lynch, and Stephanie Beatrice.
Jenny Slate was in that list twice.
Did I say
Maybe she's playing two characters. That happens on the show a lot too.
It was kind of interesting how this like Derek, you were talking how this movie has been bouncing around, not bouncing around, just kept on getting pushed back, because it originally was with 20th Century Fox, which was then purchased by Disney. Disney took it off the slate, put it back on the slate, kind of took it off the slate on accident, they say, and then it finally made it back its way back on the slate. And like you say, the trailer shows that an overwhelming amount of stress because of that sinkhole. The trailer seems to tease that Bob, Linda, and Teddy will spend a lot of the movie out of the restaurant trying to find ways to still sell burgers outside, while Tina, Jean, and Louise embark on an intriguing mystery of their own. In other words, it sounds like a regular episode of the show.
I'm fine with that. Some
I love
it from shows. Some of the Star Trek movies felt like just long episodes.
Yeah.
Which, sometimes you're like, man, I'm paying extra money to go to the movie theater and see this. I want to see something different. But in this case, like, I really don't mind if it's like a really great episode that's just stretched out for 90 minutes or 2 hours, Yeah.
So, Austin, have we sold you yet? You interested?
I'll definitely check it out.
Austin, you should watch the first episode and see if it grabs you. And if it doesn't, you should watch the first episode of season 2 or something like that.
Alrighty.
And see if that grabs you. And if it still doesn't, then you should pick a random episode from anywhere in the series. And if that doesn't grab you, then something's wrong with you.
In other words, watch a whole lot of episodes. Now, Austin, you'll love it. It's quirky, funny, like irreverent humor, but in the best kind of way.
So watch it, and then if he doesn't like it, it'll be even funnier to have him debate Derek of why it's the best show ever.
Oh, man.
Oh, well. But anyways, Bob's Burgers has the misfortune of finally landing on the calendar on a next to, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, not now, but the same date as another gigantic movie, which might be swallowing it whole, which is a sad thing. But we're going to talk about that just a little bit. Luke's going to bring us up to speed on that. But first, Derek, since we got Derek here, let's talk about perhaps the one thing that I'm most excited about. It's really close. We have a lot of guys. This is a big week. This is what we're calling the huge week. I remember we've had this happened before, like when Star Wars and Episode 9 debuted the same weekend as like Game of Thrones ended, or the end of the Battle of the White Walkers was ending, or there was a big weekend that we're like, wow, how can one weekend accommodate all this? This week is accommodating a lot. And one of the big things that's happening this week, we've all been waiting for it for how many years has it been, Derek, since we last saw our intrepid Indiana folks?
I think 3 years.
It's been about 3 years. Yeah. So we're talking, of course, about Stranger Things season 4, volume 4. Yeah, volume 4.
So season 3 released on July 4th of 2019.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And season 2 was during Halloween, right?
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing. Season 1 was kind of between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or like November into December. Yeah. And then season 2 was based right at Halloween. Season 3 was on 4th of July, released on 4th of July and set around 4th of July. And season 4, they haven't mentioned exactly, but they said it was going to be springtime, like March or April, so it might be set around Easter of that year, 1986. We'll have to see.
Well,
Because it's not like it's real essential to the plot that there is a holiday going on, but some of the stuff does come into play. Like in that first season, there wasn't a whole lot to do with Christmas except the use of the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
In the third season, 4th of July came into play because there was that big event going on in the town, and it was summer. They were all outside.
I love that.
Yeah, I did too.
I love that. Summer's my favorite time. I love that. All right, let's talk Stranger Things season 4. Everything that we know up to this point. And by the way, Katie was going to give this report for us tonight, but Katie is not able to join us tonight. So me and Derek, we've decided we're going to tag team and do that. I mean, we're both giant fans, and I think everyone here. Austin, do you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, I've watched Stranger Things.
Yes, we're all in on this one.
Did you watch the preview, Austin?
Oh, I don't think I have. There's
like an 8-minute kind of like intro thing that's online right now that's kind of promoting kind of like the series or whatever. But it's
the first 8 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah.
I saw there was a new final trailer.
Yeah, you got to see that. It's really good.
All right. Yeah, I'll give that a look in a sec.
Luke, did you watch it?
I did.
What did it show? Tell us what we... Without giving away too much, because by the way, we're not spoiling anything because
we can tell what's on this thing, can't we?
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to spoil it for you guys if I tell you what happens.
Well, if there's a big spoiler, I don't want to know.
Well, I can just tell you it's basically who was the main doctor who kind of raised 11 in the lab and all that. What's that character's name?
Brenner.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's based on his character. It's takes place before the first season, so it's kind of a flashback, kind of showing a short kind of thing with him and him working with the patients. And you see like the other, kids that were kind of part of this. So that's all I'll say, but it's a very cool scene, and it will put a different character kind of in a different light when you watch it to the end.
Oh, seriously?
Oh,
yeah.
A little bit. Sorry, I did see this, but yeah. Just have to watch it.
All right.
Because I watch it.
Yeah. Well, here's everything we know so far. We know that 11 is living with the Byers in California, right? And struggling to fit in. Hopper, wait. How did this series end? Let's talk about how did season 3 end.
Okay, season 3 ended with Hopper was kind of stuck in that room where the big laser thing was shooting and making the crack into the upside down. He couldn't get out, and Joyce still had to destroy it. He looked at her and was nodding and saying, yes, do it. And so she hit the thing, and all the Russians got vaporized. But we did not see Hopper die.
That's right.
And then back and when things were mostly back to normal, a lot of people in Hawkins had died because they had been deflayed and they were killed when. Hi, Amanda.
Happy birthday.
A lot of people were.
Birthday, Amanda.
When, they were basically all their guts were used to form this version of the Mind Flayer. We already gave a spoiler warning. I think.
Yeah, okay, spoiler warning for
people should know.
3.
Anyway, yeah. All right. We know Billy died because he was, and in the end, he was able to kind of have enough consciousness because Elle was able to reach him because she had seen his memories during this psychic connection thing she was doing. And she was able to remind him of his childhood. And that gave him a moment of clarity where he was able to sacrifice himself to save his stepsister, Max, and the other kids. So Billy and a whole bunch of others in Hawkins were killed. It was basically covered up by being reported as a fire at Starcourt Mall. Yeah. And Hopper was said to have died just trying to help people from the fire. 11 no longer has her powers at the end of season 3. She was just really taxed and also severely injured. She was had a little piece of the monster in her leg that she had to rip out. And from then on, she wasn't able to use her powers anymore. She's still trying to at the very end, kind of in the, what do you call it? The denouement of it. And she can't get a bear off the shelf in the closet. So she just can't
epilogue.
Yeah, epilogue. Thank you. So at the end there, she goes with the Byerses to move to California, partly for them to get a new start, but also it's kind of part of their protection from the doctor who had been with Hawkins Labs, who had helped, who had given 11 the fake birth certificate so that she could be Hopper's daughter. So a lot of our favorite characters are separated across just in different parts of the country. And then it's after the credits. There's a quick little scene where we're seeing a Russian prison in Kamchatka which if you played Risk, you know that's like way over on the edge and close to Alaska. If I'm not mistaken, that's the territory that you can invade if you want to like go from Asia to North America. I hope that's
Only
not.
you played Risk, though, will you know that?
Yeah. So, but we're a nerd community here. So anyway, in there, like they're walking along and they say something about the American in one of the cells. We don't see him, but we were all pretty sure that Hopper was alive and somewhere in Russia in this prison. What we do see though is another prisoner gets taken out and fed to a Demogorgon. So we know they've got that there, and yeah, that's where things left off. Did I leave anything out?
I don't think so. I just thought it was kind of it was such a bittersweet, sad ending where the friends all separate and go their separate ways. Thus, the new trailer, the song "Separate Ways" by Journey, which I loved.
And that's all these things that have been set up. I really hope we don't have to wait for the whole season for them to get fixed. Like, I don't want to wait until the end for Elle to have her powers back. I don't want to wait for the very end for Hopper to be rescued. I don't want to wait for the very end of it to have all the friends back together, because those are the things we need to see happen before the climax, so that they can band together and fight the villain.
Austin, I got to ask you, did you watch all of season 3?
Yeah, I did, but I haven't watched it since it aired. So it's been 3 years, and it's been 3 years.
Oh, geez. Luke, is there anything that Derek is leaving out that you can remember? I don't.
Well, it looks very exciting with what it does look like. There's a lot of shots of like the kids all grouped together, which feels at least like, a big core of the group. I can't remember if they were like every single one of them was there. We didn't see exactly if, Dustin and what's his face have their time together. What's his name? I have a toy of him.
Are you
Steve?
Dustin and Steve?
Dustin and Steve. We don't know if they have their bro time, but hopefully they'll have a little bit of something.
Wait, we do know because they've released a couple of more trailers since then.
Yeah,
if you actually go online, they've released like 4 or 5 of these trailers.
I don't think I've seen all of them. I've been trying to follow it. But one thing I didn't mention is Erica. So she got a whole lot. Erica, Justin's little sister, Erica.
Oh, yeah.
Or sorry, Lucas's little sister, Erica. There's no Justin. There's Dustin. And I don't know what I'm saying. But Erica comes into play a whole lot in season 3, which, by the way, we just got through rewatching all 3 seasons. And
she's hilarious.
Yeah, there are some things that I forgot and some things I was so happy to see again. But Erica is in that, I think that final trailer that released today. She's in the huddle where they're talking about the deck, everything being stacked against them. And then like they turn around and she's standing there with like an American flag tied around her shoulders, where they're playing D&D. And if you remember, when Will packed up a bunch of his D&D books, he was going to get rid of them. And instead they asked them and they gave them to Erica. So at the end, that's another thing in the epilogue of season 3. She opens up the box of all the D&D books. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, this says in the trailers that we saw, we did see Max, the girl with the red hair. She was at her brother Billy's tombstone, grieving over his sacrifice. But then the trailer shows like she gets sucked, she floats up in the air and some kind of force takes a hold of her. So there's some kind of supernatural force that grabs her right there. We don't know what that is yet. But it looks like Max may be like one of the new targets of whatever it is. Will she gain powers that 11 lost? Wait and see. But while we're sitting here, we do have to say hello to somebody who was very dear to the Con Guy, Mr. Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah. Look at that glowing microphone.
So Ryan, tell us about hot yoga.
Oh man, you guys, every Monday, Y6. I almost passed out today. I'm so dehydrated, but I got a full thing of water here. Swap the shirt out.
There you go.
Ready to talk. I was overhearing some of the Stranger Things recap. Well done, Derek. Good to see you, Derek.
Oh, you too, Ryan.
It's been a while for you guys, yeah?
Been too long.
Oh,
right.
I do.
We're not moving on from Stranger Things yet, are we? Because there's more to say.
We're almost done, but yeah.
Let's good.
Continue. Go ahead.
Okay, well, so what we were told initially, or actually it's changed a few times, I think, but what we were expecting was that we would get 5 episodes this week and have to wait till July for the other 4.
Yep.
I'm not sure when that changed, but the release dates now, like the most recent stuff, is saying that we're getting 7 episodes, and we're only waiting for the last 2 that are coming in July.
Really?
Yeah, we've also got information about like the running time for each episode. So the first 7 episodes, the whole season, the episodes are over an hour long. A lot of them in the first chunk are 1 hour 16, 1 hour 15, 1 hour 17. Episode 7 is 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Nice.
So a lot of them are long. And then the last 2 episodes are 1 hour 25 and then 2.5 hours for the season.
2.5 hours for that last one?
I am fine with that.
Yeah.
It's more content. It's a little strange that they didn't just make it a 10 episode season when you got that, but I guess, I mean, who knows? There are lots of reasons that go into this, but I'm excited about that because it's like watching a long movie or a decent length movie of one of our favorite things.
Right. And
Right.
by the way, the things that we do know, 11 is powerless when the series begins, but Sam Owens, played by Paul Reiser, says that there's a supernatural war coming and that 11 is the key to humanity's survival. No pressure, 11, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
We say, and there's a special a bad guy this time.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Tell us, who is this bad guy, Luke?
I don't know who he is because I've just seen some of the trailers, but it just looks really cool because it's like one that can actually talk and it's just some monster kind of thing.
Yeah, you hear that voice.
Has that Psycho Gorman kind of look to it, which is cool.
Well, I think one of the biggest reveal, there's Vecna, a human-like hell beast that will be at the center of the chaos of the season. The name of it is Vecna, but there's a person who is well known in horror circles who is a big presence in this season. His name is Victor Creel, is the character's name, played by
Robert Englund.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that is so great. So real quick, episode 1 is called The Hellfire Club. Episode 2, Vecna's Curse. Episode 3 is The Monster and the Superhero. Episode 4, Dear Billy, which leads me to believe that's going to be a very sad episode, at the tombstone of Billy. Episode 5, The Nina Project. 6 is The Dive. Episode 7, The Massacre at Hawkins Lab. That sounds awesome. And then the last 2 episodes, those oversized episodes Derek was talking about. Episode 8 is Papa. Ooh. And then episode 9 is The Piggyback. 2.5 hours. That's I'm super stoked for this. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, on Thursday. Wait, not Thursday. This is what the Duffers said. The first volume of season 4 will arrive May 27th, with the second one July 1st. And then this is season 4, but it's going to end with season 5. So this is getting us ready for the ultimate end of the series with season 5.
I thought this was the end.
They originally planned on this being it, but there was too much content to contain in 4 seasons. So this is the penultimate.
I'm happy about that.
Wow.
Lots of Netflix original shows have done 4 seasons. Yeah. Specifically the Marvel series that they had. And but then this seems to be like some of their really big shows they're doing this with. The Last Kingdom got extended and did 5 instead of 4.
Yep.
So hopefully our really favorite ones will last longer like this.
That's right. I think that's all we know about Stranger Things season 4, except for, is it midnight on the 27th, like Thursday night at midnight? Because Luke,
there might be an even more exciting show coming out that night, Jim,
which we're about to jump into because I know. No, here's what's crazy.
More exciting, really?
Oh, by a mile.
Oh my god!
By a mile.
Okay.
By a zip code, Derek.
Ryan, what would that show be?
Hello there. Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Man,
2 episodes with Ewan McGregor? Deborah Chow directed?
Wait.
Oh, I love how you have this.
Always at the ready, Ryan. This is, you know what this was, what you were excited about, right?
Yes.
No. There you go.
No, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, not by a mile. Let's be honest. Stranger Things is gonna be amazing. I'm so hyped for that. But I will be watching Obi-Wan first, definitely. Just because I'll be going to Celebration. But no, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Like, this is a show that was announced before the pandemic. I feel like, we all got hyped.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's coming. And then like COVID happened, it's been delayed, and we're finally getting it. Like it's here, it's happening. We're getting this show.
This was supposed to originally have been one of the standalone movies. Remember, they were doing those Star Wars stories. It was Rogue One, and then 2 years later, Solo, a Star Wars story. And this was rumored to have been one of those movies, but what happened?
I mean, they've had a whole shakeup with their features. Yeah. Like there was supposed to be a Boba Fett show with James Mangold at one point, and then we got the book of Boba Fett. But I think this is the best case scenario. And that's mostly just because Deborah Chow. I'm like the biggest Deborah Chow fan on the planet.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul is my favorite show airing on TV right now.
She
directed an episode of that show that is amazing. Which TV directors normally. It's not like features, so you don't have a big say. You're kind of a hired gun. But there's an element in the episode she made where there's like a black line down the middle of the screen, and visually she shows a relationship dissolving in like 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of the episode, no dialogue, all visual. She's amazing. And she directed 2 episodes of the first season of Mandalorian that people loved. And then they gave her this show. She's got like the most impressive TV directing resume from like Westworld to like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, HBO shows, FX, AMC, and she's got this whole series underway. And I mean, you guys, it's going to bridge. I know we've had a lot of like prequel and original trilogy stuff, but this is really the final like thing that we've been wondering. And this is a show I think people have been asking for. I wouldn't know this. You might know this since 1977. Where like when they announce, oh, we're doing prequels, like this is the time period I think people really wanted to see fleshed out. And we're actually going to get Ewan, who's the proper age. We're going to get Hayden being directed by someone who's good with actors. And I mean, holy cow, like this is everything. This is like my mecca of Star Wars. I really do think this is going to bring everyone together, and everyone's going to just have an amazing time.
So, okay, I like that you just said what you said about like so many people don't realize that George Lucas back in the early days between Star Wars 1 and 2, well, 4 and 5, between episodes 4 and 5, or maybe it was, because I remember I was a little kid. I got this picture book of Empire Strikes Back, and in it I was reading how George Lucas had a planned 9 movies that he had planned. The prequels, and I remember he described the prequels as much darker than the current trilogy, and then eventually would get down to what happened. And so it's kind of cool to know that that vision from the 70s or early 80s did eventually flesh out. But that being said, what do we know? Like, what is the plot line? Who are the characters and who's the big bad in Obi-Wan? Do you know, Ryan?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, tell us. Okay, so here's another thing about the show, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars obviously is a very divisive property, but
let's put it up right now. Okay, let's just say we are all Star Wars fans.
No, totally,
but we know that we are a part of the most divisive group.
It's divisive, but I will say there is something different in the air with this show. There is a confidence in the marketing, in the promo, in the interviews. I feel like for Mandalorian, which, to be fair, they want to keep like an air of mystery as to what's going on in Mandalorian. We know what happens to Obi-Wan Kenobi. We know what happens to Darth Vader. This is like a middle chunk of a story that I think is all character and side character storylines. Similar to like a Better Call Saul, where like we know what happens sort of to Saul Goodman, but here's the background. They still make it dramatically interesting. So what we know is this is the years. This is 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
It's actually 10.
10 years, sorry. Or 5 years before, whatever. 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan Kenobi's on Tatooine. He's watching over Luke Skywalker, Uncle Owen, and like the Lars family. While meanwhile, Darth Vader's Jedi hunting with his Inquisitors, which if you watch the animated show Star Wars Rebels, which is personally my favorite of all the Star Wars TV content, they introduce a lot of these Inquisitors, which are like these underlings. They're not quite Sith, but they're like lightsaber wielding, dark side Force users that just do whatever Lord Vader asks them to do, or even like a general, or another general in the army. And they Jedi hunt. They're rounding up all the Jedi. I mean, I'm wearing a Rogue One shirt right now. We all remember how excited we were at the end of Rogue One, seeing Vader go full Vader. Imagine him in his prime and a whole show with that. Mm-hmm. Holy cow! So he's on the run. They're probably looking for him. I mean, that's the majority of what we can imagine. We know we're getting Hayden Christensen. This is the only show where they've straight up released, here's the cast. Yeah, like, they're so confident. They're just like, here's everyone who's in it.
Well, let me just say it real quick. It's the series stars Ewan McGregor as the iconic Jedi Master, and also marks the return of Hayden Christensen in the role of Darth Vader. Joining them are Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie. I'm going to say these names right. Piesse, Kumal Kumal. I love this actor. Kumal Nunjali, Indira Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kang, Simone Kessel, and Benny Safdie. Oh my gosh, it's a great international cast, and it's hard for me because I couldn't do that, not drunk. But anyways, it's kind of cool. Moses, she plays Moses Ingram. She plays Reva, which, according to Entertainment Weekly, Reva is the franchise's fearsome new villain. She takes the form of a relentless inquisitor. And according to Deborah Chow, she's ruthlessly ambitious. She's also force sensitive. She's not a Jedi or a Sith, but she's force sensitive. And she is on the hunt for Obi-Wan on behalf of Mr. Darth Vader himself. So that's all we need to know right there. It's kind of cool. But I got to ask you this, though, Ryan. Is it going to be satisfying?
Yeah.
No. No. Yes. I'm like you, though. Of all the series and movies they've announced since Disney has bought Lucasfilm, this is the one that really is the one I'm excited about. They're calling it their gold standard of TV streaming. John Williams himself actually came back to help with the score, and he has retired. Wow. Which is pretty amazing. And he says, if it's going to, apparently John Williams said, Obi-Wan, I'm in.
This is what happened. This is actually what happened, Jim. John Williams retired at home with his family, just laying like on a hammock in his backyard, watching the sunset. And then Deborah Chow knocked on the door. He goes, "We need you to come back," and extended the lightsaber. And he was like, and then he took it. He didn't throw it over his shoulder. He took it.
No.
And he
John
conducted.
Never do that.
He conducted with that lightsaber. Yeah, man. This is it, man. I really do think like there's a lot of another reason I'm so excited about the show is it's high stakes. Like if you blow this, I'm like the biggest Star Wars lover there, but I will be incredibly disappointed. I know a lot of people who were big Boba Fett fans, and I liked the Boba Fett show. I didn't love it, but they were pretty let down by some of the decisions they made with that character. Not necessarily as the whole show, but just with him. I really do.
Wait, it was his show?
Yeah. You think this has the potential to be something really special, and it's only 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. I just think like the confidence they have, like putting Duel of Fates in the trailer.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny you should mention that. I'm seeing a headline here that the actors actually fought their lightsaber battles to the John Williams music while they were filming.
Ryan's gonna pass out over here. But
oh my gosh! But have they finally stopped making the lightsaber noise while they're doing it? Because I guess that's been the actor's biggest problem is not making.
I don't think I'd be able to
while doing the scenes.
So, but also this is supposedly a one and done. 6 episodes. Yeah, it's a series. Basically, it's a movie. They are making another movie. This would be like I wonder, the episodes are about like 45 minutes.
3.5.
3.
Like awesome. It is. Yeah, I really do feel like it is a movie. If the episodes are like 45 minutes, that clocks in at like 3 hours. You think?
Yep.
With 6 of them.
Yep. This is the movie. This is the movie.
I'm excited. Like, am I in fairy tale land, or like, are you guys just like, we're so?
I'm right there with you,
so many times. Listen, I'm jaded.
I'm off work on Friday so that I can go see the big movie we're about to talk about. When I get home, I'm going to watch this and then I'm going to watch the first episode or two of Stranger Things or whatever comes out. So it's a long night ahead for me.
It's a long weekend.
Get the coffee pot ready. This is a big weekend for me.
Can I also throw this out there? Like, how magical would it be? Like at the end of episode 3, Yoda's like, "I'll teach you how to reconnect with your master," and he's like, "Qui-Gon, you're gonna get Liam Neeson in this. You're gonna get Yoda in this.
Well, I've
you're
heard,
gonna get. It's gonna be like Cameo City. It's gonna be magical. Like you're gonna see him face off with Darth Vader, Hayden Christensen, and he's gonna be like, "Look what you did to me. You did
Or
this."
are
He
you?
doesn't even
Are
realize that Hayden's alive. He doesn't realize Anakin survived.
But that's one of the sticking points is people are wondering, does he actually come face to face with Darth Vader in this, or was New Hope the first time that they finally faced off with one another? Because if you listen to the language, they could have seen each other 10 years ago. You know,
I don't know. Like what Darth Vader says, "When I left you, I was but the apprentice.
Yes.
Now I am the master." So it seems like there wouldn't have been a time when he was not actually his apprentice.
I know.
In between that they would have fought.
He says, "But a learner."
Does he say
I was but a learner. Oh, that's right.
Okay, is that really what he said, or is that some of the dialogue with the stuff that George Lucas has changed over the years?
I think he said a learner, but regardless, I do think, you know,
now I am the master. Yeah,
I don't think he's like you shouldn't have come back. I think he tells Obi-Wan, and it's like he leaves him in episode 3, literally burning in lava. I think there's an interesting thing in Rebels where Anakin's Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, there's an amazing scene where like she's facing off with Vader and she quickly realizes like, oh my God, it's Anakin. I thought Anakin died in like the Jedi Purge. And Obi-Wan has every reason to believe Anakin died there.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be that scene where he realizes he's alive. This is him. And like, I have to destroy him. And there's also probably going to be a scene of him trying to convince Uncle Owen, like, I got to take Luke, because Uncle Owen's like, Obi-Wan's a crazy old man, like in A New Hope. Like, don't listen to him. Stay away from him. I mean, there's going to be so much stuff, you guys.
You know, what you said, it has been revealed, or maybe it was in one of these magazine articles, I think Entertainment Weekly or Variety said that Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan does not know that Anakin has survived. He thinks he's dead. This is when we find out that this is when he finds out that he is still alive, which is interesting. That's going to be an interesting thing. And he does go back to, we see the scene where he goes back and he talks with Uncle Owen. Owen was like, "What? No, look what you did." Did you know this? I was just doing the research for tonight. I found out that when they were first writing the script for Return of the Jedi, that Uncle Owen was originally being written as Obi-Wan's brother. They were going to be brothers, but they cut that out. They stopped that. So that's kind of interesting.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you're going to get flashbacks to the Clone Wars. You're going to get him with like,
will we see Ahsoka
armor on the robe? You're going to get Ahsoka.
Do you think
Hayden? It's going to be. I really do have sky high expectations. That it's probably impossible to meet them, but this is where you pull all the stops, right? Like I really do think we're in for.
Careful,
some
this is a Disney Lucasfilm. Be careful. Just manage your expectations.
The other thing is like Deborah Chow. I really do think this is the first TV show they've straight up given a director, and that rarely happens. Like even in Marvel, anything Disney, you're always splitting it up, but this is like a mini series they gave this director, and then she had total like massive oversight. This is like a really creative, talented person.
Yeah.
I think we're in for some surprises, and I also think just with the nature of the story, it's such a open sandbox where it's like these are the clear barriers you have to remain in, but you can have so much fun. And like I wouldn't be surprised if this whole like show opens with like Darth Vader mowing down some remaining Jedi and just having these two forces, and like they're gonna eventually meet, and the Inquisitors are the bosses along the way.
If you're right, I expect a celebratory dance.
There'll be a celebratory.
A new
dance.
one. We need a new one.
We're getting 2 hours of this show on Friday night. Like we're getting a movie on Friday night.
So Ryan, where are you going to be this weekend celebrating this momentous occasion?
Well, okay, this is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at Star Wars Celebration for the first time ever because in 2019 I went to Comic-Con with the con guys and had it's what might be on par to like a close to a religious experience. It was one of the most positive experiences of my entire life was going to 2019 San Diego Comic-Con with you guys. It was so remarkably incredible. And I was just like, I need to go to all the cons I can go to, especially Star Wars Celebration. And I feel like Star Wars Celebration has been this amazing event over the past couple of years where they're revealing trailers, castings, posters, sneak peeks. I mean, they had that amazing year where they honored Carrie Fisher, the celebration after she passed away.
So sad.
And this is the first one in 3 years.
Yep.
I got these tickets in 2019 and they've rolled over for 2 years. I still have this hotel I have. Yeah.
I was in the Chicago one when I got snowed in Chicago. We had a blizzard hit while I was at Star Wars Celebration. And that's the first year they had the Mandalorian. First year they had all their plans for TV. It was, and they were still, that was when they released the final trailer for episode 9. So that was a good year. Ryan, tell me what you're looking forward to this year at Star Wars Celebration.
Honestly, it's meeting people.
Yeah.
It's just being in a big arena or venue full of just fans and loving Star Wars. That's really it. I mean, that's what this whole thing is for me. And also just like talking about it with you guys right now, it's all like celebrating something we love, which regardless of which part of it you love, there's always something to love. And that's kind of what I love about Star Wars in general. So it's going to be, I mean, my ideal thing is like, I'm so happy they're dropping these 2 episodes on Friday or Thursday night, Friday morning, because I'm going to be talking about them with all these people at Celebration. Like that is awesome. I'm excited to go to a few panels. Like I know it's the Attack of the Clones, like 20th anniversary.
Wait, I gotta say, Lily, as a Star Wars fan, the only thing that worries me is Disney. Fair point. All right, here we go. Brad's here. It feels like Disney is treating the Obi series as like a feature film continuation. I agree with Brad, and I do got to say this. Brad was over last night, and Ryan, you'd be happy to know from what he is hearing, Obi-Wan is getting the red carpet premiere treatment at Star Wars Celebration this week. The stars are going to be there. They are celebrating. It's possibly the reason why it moved from the Wednesday premiere to the Friday premiere so they could have it at Star Wars Celebration.
Well, surely.
Yeah, it was supposed to be releasing this Wednesday, May 25th, which is the 45th anniversary of when Star Wars first came into theaters. But instead they moved it to the 27th, which kind of irked a lot of people. Like, oh, you're missing the day it came out. It's a special day. It's a high holy days for Star Wars fans. But it might be for this reason. We don't know yet. But Brad says that from what he hears, there's a lot of red carpet shenanigans happening down at Star Wars Celebration to celebrate this. What say you, Ryan?
I say, wow. I did not foresee this. No, that's great. I'm really, I really do think like this sounds like I'm exaggerating. This sounds like I'm just like a crazy fan who's getting too hyped. His expectations are too high. It's overrated. Who cares? You can't win. I really do think this is. I've never been more excited for a TV show. Straight up, like
this is the best week of Ryan's life.
I mean, yeah. Like, look, the originals are my favorite, but I grew up with these prequel movies. Like Hayden Christensen and Tobey Maguire as a kid were my heroes, and I saw Tobey Maguire in No Way Home, and it was wonderful. But like seeing Hayden Christensen again, it like with a director who can like, the guy, he can direct them. I'm over the moon. I feel like this is unfinished business for him.
It is. Not to cut you off, but to cut you off. Let's move back to Star Wars Celebration because that's the big event. We, as the Con Guy Show, we celebrate all these conventions that are happening. This is one of the biggest ones of the year. People have been waiting for this one for, like you say, for years now. And this is kind of what we're going to get in the big stages. On Thursday, May 26th, Lucasfilm is coming out, and this is their giant presentation of this is everything we're going to have. You can expect to see some clips from Obi-Wan, Andor, The Mandalorian, and what else. They're going to. Here's the deal: have we seen anything from Andor yet?
No, they've released like a
photograph,
not like a sizzle thing last year that was just. It was literally just kind of storyboards, no footage. The first things we've seen were in this Vanity Fair article that came out at the end of last week, which had some images of like Mon Mothma and it's the same actress they had in Rogue One. And it looked pretty cool. To be completely honest, Andor has been like the one show I haven't been like that really hyped for. I'm wearing a Rogue One shirt. That sounds the opposite. But I hope that whatever they release completely excites me and invigorates me for that show. But you're right, we're probably going to get an Andor trailer because that being the next show. We're also going to hear about, I think the way they phrase this panel is like the future, which I think this Vanity Fair article already did all that. It's like, here are the shows. We're putting some movies on the back burner for now. I don't expect to get any details on movies at this.
Well, because the thing is, they've made, remember back on the Disney's Investor Day in 2021, I think it was. Was it 2021 or 2021?
Like end of 2020. End of 2020.
Maybe it was 2020, where they announced all their forward-looking Star Wars projects, and some of those we do know have gone by the wayside. But hopefully, we're probably not going to get any new announcements for new projects. I think fans are waiting. They just want to see what's the progress on what has been announced. Because like the Patty Jenkins film, was that Rogue Squadron? Yeah. I want to see something from that. I want to hear about Kevin Feige's film. I want to hear about the possibility of Rian Johnson, his trilogy he's making, if the fans don't come at him with knives out. Get it?
Yeah, I honestly think, unfortunately, you're not going to hear about any of that. I don't think it's going to be. But I do think they're going to get the record straight when it comes to TV.
Yeah,
I think it's good because at that Investor Day they announced Lando, Acolyte, Mandalorian season 2, 3, Ahsoka. They didn't announce Book of Boba Fett, but then Book of Boba Fett was in the post credit, and
it was a surprise. Nobody knew it was coming.
Yeah, and like we haven't heard anything about Lando.
Star Wars Visions, Star Wars. They have some animated shows coming out. So apparently, well, let me go real quick. So here's some highlights from the schedule, and then we do have to move on. The big studio showcase coming on Thursday morning from Lucasfilm, and that's all the stuff. Same day that afternoon, Ian McDermott's going to be there. The Emperor himself is having a session, which will be kind of cool. Friday, Light and Magic. It's going to be on the Galaxy stage. Star Wars Celebration will be among the first in the world to get a sneak peek at Light and Magic with an illuminating discussion panel featuring Lawrence Kasdan and Ron Howard talking about special effects. I think that's awesome. Ron Howard's going to be there talking special effects with Lawrence Kasdan, who is the writer, of course, of Empire and the writer of Solo with his son. I remember that. And Ron Howard.
He's from West Virginia.
Is he?
Yes.
Mountain Mama.
Yes. Not Virginia.
That evening, Friday evening, 35 years of Star Tours presented by D23. That's going to be really cool. I know the folks putting that panel together, and they're having a lot of fun with Captain Rex. Saturday, May 28th, a conversation with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni at 11 in the morning. This is the one, Ryan. I think this is this is the one where your soul will be filled, my friend. Because let's put it, Kathleen Turner, she may be the overseer,
Kennedy.
But yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is the overseer of right now. But the heir apparents, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're the lifeblood. And then that night, also C-3PO himself, Anthony Daniels, has a session. Sunday, they're going to show the Bad Batch season 2, the last 4 episodes, which is the Siege of Mandalore, which is going to be cool. They're going to have the wonderful world of Wookiees with all the Wookiees. And that's just the beginning. So there's so much going on. Ryan, I do have to ask you, did you make any reservations yet?
No. I mean, I have a reservation of a hotel, but no, I haven't. I haven't been able to just because. Well, so unfortunately, I'm only going Friday and Saturday.
Those are the two big days. Oh, you're not. Those are big days. Except for
I
the
know.
Thursday.
I need help with the reservation thing. I honestly am most looking forward to like being on the floor, and I'm gonna need like someone to hold my wallet because I'm probably going to drop. I'm literally probably going to drop $500 this weekend. It's not even a joke. Like I have empty walls, you guys. I'm hanging stuff up. Like I'm getting art. Yeah. I'm getting artsy fartsy, man. I want to get like a BB-8 ball. I want to do the whole thing.
Well, maybe you should use Venmo then and make it public so we can see, like what you've been buying. Like, all right, looks like you bought 3 things, Ryan. Just checking in.
Sunday's like the rest day where you watch Stranger Things, but I'm hoping we get some animated shows announced as well. I really do think we're going to get a few.
I think that's where they're going to really lean in right now is the animated shows. By the way, little specifics. It is at the Anaheim Convention Center Thursday through Sunday this weekend, which is May 26th through the 29th, Memorial Day weekend. Parking is at the convention center. You can also find parking at the area hotels. Also, proof of full vaccination or a negative test is required, and you will also have to wear a mask while you are inside. But the one of the things that's kind of cool that they're doing that I haven't seen done before, they're having this after hours signing events Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with a lot of the guests who are there for signings. And there's going to be cash bars for those who are 20. They're basically making it like a late night party to hang out with some of your favorite folks from the Star Wars universe at nighttime, which is very, very cool. I love that.
Yeah, I will say at WonderCon, which was the same location, once people got on the floor, and this might get me in trouble, but I'm not taking a stance on this, but I'm just saying some of the mask stuff wasn't fully enforced once you were inside.
I thought you were going to say that no one stayed afterwards to sign things. I thought you were talking like, oh yeah, they're all just going to bail at the after hour thing.
But to Luke's point, they did, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble because the rule was to wear your mask. So officially wear your mask. But I think it is up to each individual. A lot of it's how well that will be enforced. If you read through the health codes, they seem a little bit less strict at Star Wars Celebration than Comic-Con and WonderCon were. But they still want you to the COVID test or the negative test that's required for entrance. So that's the main thing. You have to be COVID free to enter.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your mask. See how they're enforcing it. The rules say they will be enforcing it. I know that what it is for most of California, it's in the state of California, masks are not required indoors right now, except for mega events. And this is considered a mega event. So because it's a mega event, like the Super Bowl where nobody wore a mask, big hypocrisy. But anyways, I'm just going to say, I don't care.
No, I got you.
No, I get it.
I got you.
I'm not even caring. I don't care.
No, it's, I mean, look, Darth Vader wears a mask.
All right. So it's going to be this weekend. If you guys have any questions, get in touch with us on social media. We can try to find out the answers, but we do have one final. Oh, wait. Let me go back. We have one final topic, but before we have that topic, Mr. Jonathan Wilkinson. Look, I don't want to talk about Top Gun. I was a parachute rigger 3rd class in the Navy, and I could come on and talk to you about how Goose would not have died in the first Top Gun. Damn it. I just don't know if I can watch the sequel. Jonathan Wilkinson. Luke, send that guy a link to the show. Let's get him on and talk to us tonight right now. Jonathan Wilkinson, we do need to hear what you say about that. But Luke, there's one more giant event which is going up against Bob's Burgers, against Obi-Wan, against Star Wars Weekend. Oh my gosh, and against
Stranger Things. Yeah.
What else is it? What else can we fit in one weekend?
I don't know what you're talking about. Could it be this?
Top
Gun Maverick.
I feel the need.
God. Who's excited for this?
Yes.
We are all raising our hands except for maybe Derek.
I'm kind of like, okay. But I know it's terrible. I mean, but granted, okay, for one, there's a whole lot of other things I'm excited about.
It's only so much excitement in the world.
It's kind of crazy how this is all in one weekend, right?
Yeah,
I know. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Memorial Day weekend, so it's like the kind of unofficial, but everybody sees it as the start of summer. So
May
this
1st.
is like really kicking off summertime, and a lot of people are off work Monday. It's a longer weekend. We got more time to binge watch shows and go see movies.
I took work off on Friday so I could binge watch on Thursday night.
Same.
I like that. I'm still new at my job, so I don't have any vacation days yet.
By the way, congratulations. That's all I got to say.
Congratulations.
Luke, talk to us.
Well, so we've mainly seen some trailers, and this has been something people have been waiting for years. Like, it almost happened in the past, but then some unfortunate events happen that keep preventing this from happening. But finally got to a place, and it seems like a lot of people, including Tom Cruise, are very happy with this. And let's just say, look at Tom Cruise. This is how many years later, and
is this from today?
That's from the trailer.
Gosh, that guy. How old is he? Isn't he like close to 60?
Yeah, I think he might
59.
be 60 or so right now. Yep.
I read one review that called him the movie's Dorian Gray, which is, the Derek would, the story of the man who aged backwards, eternal youth.
Yeah. Somewhere in his house, there's a picture, like a poster from Cocktail or something that is like old and decrepit.
Yo,
look at this. Look at these pictures, though.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise is the dude, man.
Yeah, we just watched the movie last night. So this picture I'm showing right now.
You saw it?
No. The first one.
We watched the first one last night.
Sorry.
Top Gun, the original. Let's settle down, Ryan. I know how excited you are about Star Wars.
I gotta chill out.
But like his helmet here, it looks like the original helmet he's been using over the years. Same kind of like design that has the Maverick on it. And this shot here shows him kind of like upside down, like when he was kind of messing with the guys in the beginning. So I wonder if there's kind of that scene like in the beginning where they did the upside down thing where they gave the guy the finger, like at the beginning of the movie, if they'll do any throwback to that, which would be pretty cool. So and I think he did a lot of the piloting himself, and Tom Cruise is known to do his own stunts and all that. But I mean, the shots and the cinematography just look incredible. And from even the trailer, you can kind of see where they do this cool, like golden hour or, like sunrise type shots where it's all silhouetted. I'm showing that kind of shot, and like a lot, and you even get the famous beach scene. So I think, so the original had that like ridiculous kind of volleyball kind of like scene that was just like a little over the top, but it looks like they'll probably do that with football. It looks like
yes, we heard her, Brad.
And
the famous volleyball scene. Yep.
And one of the characters that'll be the most interesting to see is Miles Teller's character, Lieutenant Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, who is the son of Goose.
He looks like him.
Yeah, from the original, that passed away. And what's interesting is now watching it, like I was like seeing the scenes he was in as a kid. So I was wondering if they're going to like do any throwbacks to the scene of him as like a little kid or show a flashback with his dad Goose. I think that'd be really cool if they bring Goose back where they show kind of like him with his dad, or his dad maybe said something to him that will carry him through this film and all that. And then I'm not sure would this be Iceman's son, the Hangman, Lieutenant Jake, which is named Hangman. He kind of has a little of that Val Kilmer kind of vibe and a little bit of that kind of like douchebag kind of.
They call him Hangman.
Yeah, that's the name of the character.
Oh, I bet you that's Iceman's son. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, which
that actor has played some characters like that, so
yeah,
it would fit him.
And then here's a picture of Iceman. That's because he'll be in the film, not as much as probably as people wanted, but he does have a scene, and it's quoted by his daughter. Says, "I was on set, I saw it live, and it was extraordinary." Kilmer's daughter, singer and actor Mercedes Kilmer, told Post, "It means a lot to my dad as he's very proud of that film. This is what he loves to do." So it's going to be probably like a really good scene with him, and I think Tom Cruise fought to kind of like make sure that he would be part of this and all that. And Jim, you knew a little bit about they did some stuff with his, because as you know,
they recreated his voice. Like they didn't use an actor to redo his voice. They recreated his voice using past recording. So it actually is Val Kilmer's voice, because as most of you know, Val Kilmer, he suffered through throat cancer these past few years. And if you haven't watched the documentary about it, it's a heartbreaking documentary, but it's kind of uplifting as well, how he was able to like fight back and recover from throat cancer, but he lost his voice. And he has to speak with the help of one of the electronic devices. And you see him, he's shown up at different Top Gun screenings, and he'll announce the film, but he can only talk for like a minute, and he kind of gets his voice gets worn out. He himself seems fairly healthy these days, which is very cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's just the voice.
I'm
thing.
just so stoked that they decided to keep him in the film. Like, because there's part of the documentary he talks about making Top Gun and how he and Tom Cruise, how he said that on set, he deliberately tried to be the douchebag character on and off set to stay in character, to keep his and Tom Cruise's character at odds with each other.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't like hang out and
Yeah.
one Iceman's group would hang out together and then Maverick's group would hang out together. So they kind of almost had that kind of rivalry while filming and all that, which you learn from the Val Kilmer documentary.
But here's, I got to say this about the New Yorker says this: the original Top Gun is less good than you remember, but Joseph Kosinski's beautifully shot sequel, which we're about to see, with Tom Cruise as the Dorian Gray of the U.S. Navy, manages to make absurd triumphalism disarmingly puppish. I don't even know what that means, but they say it's fantastic. All the reviews on this film so far have been calling it extraordinary. So it is the best way to kick off summer. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange,
it's on the heels of the Mission Impossible trailer coming out today. Like, he's the guy right now.
Yeah, there's an article out this week that says Tom Cruise is our last true American movie star. Like, he's the epitome of a movie star today. He stays above it. He's had some messy stuff, but he's not a tabloid fodder type person. He kind of maintains a level of decency. I mean, for all of his stuff we know about his personal life, he doesn't make a big deal about it, except for when he jumped on Oprah's couch. But you know what? We'll forgive him that.
I'd watch that again.
It was so funny. All right. Any other thoughts, Luke, on Top Gun?
Yeah, I just wanted to real quick show some, the characters we've been seeing in the trailer. So Tom Cruise will have a new love interest known as Penny Benjamin, played by the lovely Jennifer Connelly. So they'll have some of those kind of like cinematic kind of moments right here. We're seeing, them riding the bike together in the trailer. Then we actually have a female part of the force known as Phoenix is the new character. She'll be part of the new recruits and all that, Lieutenant Natasha Phoenix. So that will kind of bring a little bit of a new angle in this as well. And again, I showed, the Hangman. I showed Rooster, which is Goose's son.
Oh, Goose is Rooster. Okay, Rooster is Goose's son. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And this Lieutenant Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is Coyote.
So
there's a whole mix of new characters and stuff. So I'm excited to see kind of what they're doing with all these. And of course, Top Gun has a dramatic scene. Somebody in this will die. Do you guys have any theories of who might be the one that passes away that they're celebrating here? Or could it be Iceman?
Never mind.
Maybe it's a flashback.
Well,
since he still looks the same.
Yeah, you never know with Tom Cruise because he looks the same. But
on the official,
look at those medals though, so it's got to be someone.
I think it's Morbius.
That was his commander, right? No, who's the guy that was his ranking commander in the original movie? He was also in Steel Magnolias, the dad. Is he alive?
I'm afraid I don't know who you're referring to.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. But anyways,
but John Hamm's in this.
Oh, was he really?
And he was so excited about it. He's like, I don't care if I'm doing crafty. I just really want to be a part of this film. So John Hamm was very excited to be part of this movie. And of course, they have their classic bar scenes and singing in the new Top Gun. So it just feels like it's very well rounded and will really have the feel of kind of the original film, but kind of like in a new way. So I am pretty excited about it. I don't want to go in high Ryan expectations and ruin it for myself, but I will hype it some in my mind, but I need to manage my expectations. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, Ryan.
Looking pretty good.
Bring it up.
It's looking pretty good.
Bring the party up. All right.
It's looking pretty good.
All right.
I think you're going to be satisfied. I've heard amazing things.
I hope so.
Okay.
Thursday night, Ryan, if you want to go.
By the way, the official description, hold 1 second. The official description of Top Gun that we're about to
Maverick
says this. It says Facing an uncertain future and confronting the ghosts of his past, Maverick is drawn into a confrontation with his own deepest fears, culminating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who will be chosen to fly it. So that's pretty. By the way, here's Tom. This is the guy who I'm talking about right here. His commander, Tom Skerritt.
Oh,
He's still alive. What if he's the guy who passes away? That would be interesting. Anyways, hey guys, we need to wrap up the show. But is there anything from the millions of things we talked about today that we still have left to say? Ryan, thank you for jumping on last minute like this. I knew there was no better person to talk about Star Wars.
So sweaty. It's fine. No, I'm always hyped. I'm hyped, guys. I think spread the word. Thank you for having me on.
I'm so glad you
Hyped
could
for
be on.
Obi-Wan and all the other Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of Marvel stuff, the new Thor trailer dropped today as well. So today we got a trailer, the final trailer for Stranger Things, a trailer for Thor, the trailer for Mission Impossible. Brad kept on sending them to us. There's like 5 different trailers that dropped today. This was like the busy season. Austin, I got to ask, what'd you think of the original Top Gun, by the way?
I mean, I liked it. It was good, but I mean, it was a little bit slow. But you get through it. I think this one.
kids, you'll get through it. It's slow.
Okay, I like a little more action in my movies, but I mean,
it's no Fast and Furious. I'll tell you that.
It's like 30 some years old, but for the age that movie is, I think it aged fairly well. Very
cinematic. If you appreciate, like some slower cinematography, but you can definitely see how the cheesiness and some of the other speed of it.
Betsy Taylor Cheeseman.
Yay. My mom enjoyed, and
heavens to Betsy.
That's Luke's mom.
And Grandma enjoyed listening to your enthusiasm, Ryan.
Oh,
and so do we.
Betsy.
We always love it.
All right, guys. We gotta wrap up tonight because we got a lot of resting to do. So we got a lot of stuff to do this week. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into the Con Guy Show this week. One of the biggest weeks of the summer. We're gonna be celebrating with Ryan all week. This is Star Wars week, Star Wars Celebration, Obi-Wan, Stranger Things, Top Gun, and Bob's Burgers. Let's not forget about Bob's Burgers. Sometimes, Derek, it feels like that's getting lost into the shuffle of everything that's happening here. But Brad says, Ryan, make sure to keep your blood pressure medication in your fanny pack at Celebration. Guys, we will see you soon. All right, let's go around the corner. Go around the horn here. Who else do we have, and where can people find you online, Austin?
Yeah, so you can find me on the Con Kids and all of our podcasts we'll hopefully be doing in the next week or two.
Sounds good. Cheeseman.
You can find me on social media on Instagram and Twitter at Cheese on Couch, and also on theconguy.com.
Woohoo, Derek.
You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyDerek. That's ConGuyDerek, and on theconguy.com.
And Ryan, who has some of the coolest jobs in Hollywood right now, where can people find you?
You can find me at Ryan Nielsen on Twitter and at Ryan Nielsen _ on Instagram.
Right.
Come on, do a dance for us.
And it's Celebration this weekend.
Woo-hoo! All right, everybody, have a great week. Enjoy this week. They don't come around this good very often. See everybody later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Con Guy Show, the official program of theconguy.com. Find us on the Weeby Geeks Collective or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And now on sci-fi.radio, Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, both AM and PM. That's 9 o'clock Greenwich. It's sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.